The Sad. What is the poem? The Sad. The first tell me, have you seen any sad? Yes. Where have you seen? Is it within your house? Definitely you will say no. So then where is it? It is a little away.
A little far away from our house.
Yes, it is little far away from your house. So it may be in your courtyard. It may be behind your main house, or it may be in front of your main house, but somewhere you are having a sad. And what is the use of this sad? How do you use it? To store so many things. Yes, those things, which things are not normally taken inside the main house. Then come to the leading, what is there in your book? Do you know what a sad is? So there are some examples of the sad, like cow shed, tool shed, wood shed. These are for example you can take. Then it is a small room away from the main house. In this way, shed has been defined here. It is a small room away from the main house. Then we use it for storing or keeping things. Sometimes we keep animals, and sometimes various tools and vehicles also. So these are the uses of what? Shed. Now come to the poem. Come to the first stanza of this poem. There is a shed at the bottom of our garden with a spider's web hanging across the door. The hinges are rusty and creak in the wind. When I am in bed, I lie and I listen. I will open that door one day. So who is the poet here? Frank Flynn is the poet, and he is writing about, or he is telling about some of his activities, what had happened when he was a boy. Then he is telling, there is a shade at the bottom of our garden. The garden was away from his house, within the same yard, and at the bottom of the garden there was a shade. And the condition of the shade was like, as he describes, with a spider's web hanging across the door. That means you must have seen spider webs. And what is it? When we scarcely go somewhere, when normally the people or anybody doesn't go to any place, there you can see spider's web. So why? They build their nest there. That is the residence of the spiders. They make it for trapping so many other small insects as their food. And the door was like that. There were spiders web across the door. Is it clear? The hinges are rusty and creak in the wind. The hinges means the joining device, something that holds the door to its frame, and that is rusty. So what is rusty? The hinges are rusty and creak in sound. Creak in sound means, what is that sound comes? The creaking sound comes when there is wind. When wind blows, when the door starts to move, at that time we can hear the clicking sound from the rusty hinges. Exactly, the boy could listen to that sound. Then this was his experience about the shade. Then when he is lying in his bed at night, that thought comes to his mind that one day I will open the door. The poet is telling, I will open the door one day. That means he took the decision of entering into the house to open the door. There was a curiosity in him. He became interested to get into the shed and to see what is there. So in this way, we completed the first stanza. Then can we go to the second stanza?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is there any doubt?
No, sir.
Very good. Very good. Then come to the second one. There is a dusty old window around at the side with 3 cracked panes of glass. I often think there is someone staring at me each time that I pass. I will peep through that window one day. So this is the second stanza. The poet tells there is a dusty old window around at the side. Now he is describing the window. In first stanza we got the description of the door. Now in the second stanza we got the description of a window. How was it? With 3 cracked panes of glass. So if that window was having glass pane and those panes were cracked. Cracked means broken. Then I often think there is someone staring at me. Now the poet thinks there is someone in the shed and that one was looking outside through that narrow opening of the window. So it was in the poet's mind that, yes,
Now it became again low.
okay, I am trying to adjust it. I often think there is someone staring at me. The poet thinks there was someone in the shed who always try to look at him each time that he passes. Who passes? The poet. Whenever the poet was passing in front of that shed, one kind of feeling was coming to him that there was someone and that person was looking to him or looking at him through that narrow passage of that broken window. Then he tells, I will peep through that window one day. So come to the first stanza. Then what was the last line in the first stanza? There was the intention of the poet. And what was that intention? That intention was that what he expressed, I will open that door one day. That means he was ready to open that door. Now in the last stanza of the last line of the second stanza, the poet tells, I will peep through that window one day. Now the poet is not expressing his idea to get into that shed. In first stanza he told one day he would open the door one day. Then in the second stanza last line the poet is telling, I will peep through that window one day. That means now he is not telling he will get into the shed. He is telling I will just go and peep through. Peep through means look at the shed through that window. So you can guess why. Why didn't the poet want to get into the shed through the door? He wants to only visualize, he wants only to see through that window. In this way, the second stanza is completed. Then can we go to the third stanza? Is there any doubt in second stanza?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
My brother says there is a ghost in the shed who hides under the rotten floorboards, and if I ever dare to set foot inside, he will jump out and chop off my head. But I will take a peek one day. In the third stanza, the poet says, his brother once said to him that there was a ghost in the shed. That means that was the reason of what? Fearfulness. Where? Within the poet's mind. As his brother said, there was a ghost in the shed who hides under the rotten floorboards. Rotten floorboards? The damaged floorboards or decayed floorboards. There is someone. So who was that? There was a ghost. Who told this? Poet's brother told him. Then whatever the other information he gave, and if I ever dare to set foot inside, if I ever dare to means if the poet thinks if he ever dares to set foot inside, then the ghost would jump out and chop off his head. So that's why the poet was frightened enough and he changes his idea to get into the shed. Now he tells, but I will take a peek one day. I will take a peek means a very quick look. In the last line of the second stanza, the poet described his idea that he would peep through the window. Peep, P-E-E-P. Now the poet wants to peek one day. Peek means P-E-E-K. That means to give a quick look at something.
A sudden view.
Yes, a sudden view. That means the poet doesn't want to look at anything fixedly or for a long time. Now he expressed his idea only to put his eyes into that shed and immediately takes his view from that side. Suppose I am going in this way, I am walking. Suppose this side, the shed is there. I will look in this way, then I will go in my way. Why? When do you do this? When we are fearful, when we are frightened, we cannot have our eyes on something. So that's why the third stanza clears that the poet had got that fear within him. So who put that fear in him? His elder brother. As the younger ones follow the elder's words,
Elder brother.
yes, and there is some intention. Why? The elder brother told this thing to the younger brother. You know, is there any ghost? Is there a real ghost?
No.
Definitely no.
No.
It is just a fearfulness in our mind, as we have been continuously listening to the same thing. It is like that, it is like that, is like that. So that's why we become fearful. Then you know what the brother said to the poet. Now come to the fourth stanza. Before coming to the fourth stanza, do you have any doubt in anywhere?
No, sir.
Okay,
No, sir.
thank you. Then I know that there isn't really a ghost. My brother tells lies to keep the sad for his den. There isn't anyone staring or making strange noises, and the spider has been gone from his web. Since I don't know when, I will go into that shed one day soon, but not just yet. The last stanza is very interesting. I know that there isn't really a ghost. Now, the poet has the idea that there is no ghost anywhere. There is no ghost in the shed. Then he is giving the reason why his brother told this. Then the poet says, my brother tells lies to keep the shed for his den. That means his brother had told a lie to him. And what was the reason of telling lie? To keep the shed for his den. That means the brother wanted to keep that den reserved for making it his own den. Do you know what is den? What is den? What do you mean by den? D-E-N.
Sir, it is
The shade for tiger. The shade for tiger. The elder brother's intention was to keep that shade as his den. That means he intended to keep a tiger there, and that's why he tried to keep his elder brother away from that shade to prevent him from any kind of dangerous situation. Maybe like that, or he has not brought that tiger till now. Still, he wants to warn his younger brother previously or from very earlier. So that's why I know that there isn't really a ghost. My brother tells lies to keep the shed for his den. There isn't anyone staring or making strange noises. It was clear. The poet was so clear that there was not anyone inside the shed. No one was staring at him, or no one was making any kind of strange noise from that shed also. And the spider has been gone from his web. That means the spider has been gone from his web means what? When can we see the spider's web? When we normally don't visit anyone, when normally we don't pass through anything. At that time, there the spider webs are form. But when we start going and coming, at that time you cannot have any spider web there in the passage, in the doors or in the windows. So that's why there isn't anyone staring or making strange noises, and the spider web has also gone away from the door. That means now the poet is very clear there is not any kind of danger for him inside the shed, because he could know the intention of his brother, and now the people have started, or his family members have started going to that shed. So that's why all these things, all these fearful things have been removed from that place. Since I don't know when I will go, but till now the poet is telling, since I don't know when I will go into that shed, everything is clear. Now the poet has taken again the decision to get into that shed, but he is telling, till now I have not decided when to go into the shed, but he is expressing his idea that one day, very soon, he is entering into the shed, but not just yet. That means until now he has not entered into the shed. Very soon in future he is going to enter into the shed. Initially he was having curiosity to get into the shed, then he got some kind of fearfulness, he was frightened to get into the shed. Then for what reason he was having that kind of fearfulness within him? You know, his brother put that fearfulness into the poet's mind. Then finally, when everything was clear and he came to know there was nothing like ghost, and no one is there making the sound, and no one is there who is peeping out through the windows, then the poet regained his strength, regained his courage to get into the shed. Finally, he decides to get into the shed again. But finally he is telling, till now he has not yet, till the writing of this poem, he has not entered into the shed, and very soon he is going to enter. So, what is the lesson we get from this poem? The lesson is that there are so many things what we can expect to do, but there are so many things, those will come and those may restrict us from our mission, but we should not be so much fearful. We have to know, we have to research, we have to see, we have to watch, we have to use our brain, then we will come to the conclusion. So listening something from somewhere, we should not conclude anything according to their saying. So it may be true, it may be wrong. We have to investigate, we have to think, then only we can see the original thing, what is there, and that will help us in taking our decision. Is it clear? Would you understand it? So, who is the poet? Who is the poet of this poem? Who is the Frank Flynn? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.